All right, go for it.
Good morning, everyone. It's the one and only Senor Silverback himself with my main man, El Cuco, a.k.a. CJ, the master of the flux capacitor. He's working the airwaves, making sure that this broadcast is coming out squeaky clean. You can follow us on Facebook as well as Twitter at The Rogue Money, and check us out on roguemoney.net, the fastest growing geopolitical website on planet Earth. And and every single podcasting app known to humanity. One of the things that I love, and I keep getting a lot of feedback from a lot of fans, is that we cover the geo with an emphasis on geo more and better than anybody else out there. And I tend to agree with you because there's really not a whole lot. You can count on one hand how many people do what we do. Us, London Paul, Jim Willie, and maybe like 2 or 3 other people. That's about it, man. But we are the tip of the spear. And thank you all for your love, your support. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that notification bell so you are alerted when new shows are going off. We got a lot of interviews coming up this week, so it's going to be exciting. Later on, CJ is going to announce what we got lined up. So, brace yourself for that one. And today's going to be a great broadcast because there's a lot of things to cover. I've been talking about this since 2012. I've been writing about it since 2012, and now it's here. Okay, now it's here. So, Siege, before we get into the thing, how are you doing, man?
Yeah, I'm doing great. For listeners, just a quick heads up as far as programming notes. We do have iTunes now is up to date as of the shows for last Friday. So check that out if you're an iTunes fan. And then also, I don't know what I was thinking, V, but over the weekend I completely dropped the ball on getting Helga's weekly live cast up on our platform. So I remembered it last night. I'm like, oh no. So we did get that posted, and she has a lot of information in regards to China, Trump's upcoming visit. So if you have not listened to it yet, go back, listen to it, and more importantly, share that in your network.
Yep, absolutely. Absolutely correct. All right, Siege, let's get into it, my man. Let's get into it. Huge, devastating, paradigm-altering news that is occurring while the rest of the country is focused on what are we focused on these days? I don't even know anymore. Is it the NFL still? Is that still trending? I'm not sure. What sideline issue are Americans concerned with? I'm not sure. Is it the dossier? I don't know. Is it the malarkey and the madness of day-to-day U.S. politics? I'm not aware of it. But, Siege, here's some devastating, paradigm-altering news that affects all of us. And yours truly has only been writing about this for the several years, last 5 years to be exact. And it's finally here. It's finally here. V, how come you don't give predictions anymore? Well, I kind of laid everything out. Now it's just a wait and see. Let's just wait and see what happens. I don't need to give any more predictions. I already gave all the predictions I needed to predict have already been predicted. Okay, so now it's just to sit back and wait. I had a fan, CJ, that actually collected my first writings I've ever done that were posted on the internet in various blogospheres. Having that posted, and I was able to, he collated all of it and put together. I went back and I started just reading the stuff I wrote years ago, and I'm sitting there in shock, being like, "Holy crap!" If somebody from the future were to read my writings from back then, they would have thought that I was Nostradamus. Okay, and I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but this is what I'm talking about. Were there things that I got wrong? Hell yes, I got a lot of things wrong, but were there things that I got right? You damn Skippy. And this is one of those things, CJ. Bro, the fat lady, 4 weeks ago, when you and I reported that China is going to launch a Petroyuan back with a gold standard, I said the fat lady is clearing her throat. Today, CJ, it has been announced. The fat lady's no longer clearing her throat, buddy. She's belting out tunes. CJ, start this up, and I'm going to jump into it, bro. Go ahead.
Yeah, you're exactly right. I specifically remember listening several years ago in regards to your entire forecast. What we should do is we should take those and we need to publish that, V. That's what we should do.
We need to. We need to. Absolutely correct. It was called the V files.
Yeah. So
I had a fan compile all of it together, call it the V files, and gave it to me. And I'm reading through this. I'm like, holy crap! This could be a trends journal, a real trends journal. It's just amazing. It's just amazing. Go ahead, Siege.
yeah. So it's out. China is officially set in a couple of months, V, to launch the Petroyuan.
And how many months, brother?
So it's here.
2 months.
So it's here.
Yep.
So,
No,
in
2 months. In 2 months.
2 months, yes.
In 2 months. In 2 months, the United States dollar is going to wake up and crap the bed. It's going to soil itself. Okay? It's going to soil itself. And here's the thing. Okay? The writing's on the wall. The writing is on a wall. And for the last several decades, the theme of the entire multipolar world can be surmised into a statement that Vladimir Putin has once said. He said, Russia shares the BRICS countries' concerns over the unfairness of global financial and economic architecture. What the hell is he talking about? He's talking about the king dollar system, where if you're a country and you don't play and bend over and spread them for the United States to rape you anally, okay, in an economic, geostrategic, and military kind of way, if you don't bend over and allow yourself and your country to be sodomized by U.S. foreign policy, then you will be sanctioned. You will be cut off because the entire world was reliant on the SWIFT system in order to pay for goods and trade and services and whatnot. They needed to go through SWIFT. And SWIFT is only cleared through one place. That is the Fedwire. So if the United States sanctions SWIFT and says, don't let Iran participate, don't let Zimbabwe, don't let West Bumble Hoo-Ha, okay, or Swaziland, whatever, okay, don't let them participate, then all of a sudden, no soup for you. Okay? All of a sudden, you are cut off from the world. Your economy's killed. Your people are gonna starve to death, and there could be an economic riot, and you could be overthrown in a coup. Okay? From angry citizens, from angry individuals that are in your country. That's what would happen to a typical country unless they're resourceful, like Cuba, like Iran, like, for all intents and purposes, North Korea. That was the game being played on the world stage for the last several decades. Rather than us being a benevolent superpower that did things to help foster a multipolar world, that helped foster fair and equitable trade, that helped foster the advancement of human civilization, what we have done from a foreign policy standpoint, because our foreign policy, it is schizophrenic. It is not only psychotic, it is schizophrenic. Okay? So our schizophrenic, psychotic foreign policy has done over the last 30 some odd, 40, 50 some odd years is overthrow over 30 democratically elected governments globally. First, we sodomized them economically by cutting them off from the SWIFT and the Fedwires. Second, we went in and ravaged and pillaged them of their resources. That is what we've been doing. And ever since then, we've been racking up a body count, the likes of which the world has yet to see. That all ends when Vladimir Putin framed that comment, an unfair global and economic architecture which does not give due regard to the growing weight of emerging economies. Folks, the action, the life, the pulse, the vibrancy of human and economic development is not something that is found in the G7. The G7 that the gorilla calls the insolvent seven. You will not find the life pulse of human development there in the G7. You will find it in the G20. And that is what Putin is saying here, right? It is what he's saying. It does not have any regard to the growing weight of the emerging economies. We are ready to work with our partners to promote international financial regulation reforms and to overcome the excessive domination of the limited number of reserve currencies. Okay? This is huge news. That was the primer. That was the primer that set into play everything that the Sino-Russian nexus have been accomplishing. And now, with the announcement that Beijing is about to change the game forever, your life, my life, our lives are about to change. And it's about to change in a major way. And it does not matter what Russian dossier, who peed on what bed. It doesn't matter how many women on periods that Harvey Weinstein was going down on. It doesn't matter how many back-end crooked deals that crooked Hillary has done. It doesn't matter, because your life is about to change, and that change doesn't happen with individuals from within your nation, but it happens with economic forces that are far beyond your control, my control, and it's sure as hell beyond the control of the criminals in Washington, D.C. China will launch their crude oil futures contract priced in yuans, okay, which means that the entire Eurasian trade zone, which means RCEP, okay, which means SCO, which means Global South, the Gulf states, all of them will be integrated to the yuan gold price standard as well as the yuan of the Petroyuan. The game is over. The game is over. This, okay, folks, this is not only going to crush U.S. sanctions. This is not only going to decimate the dollar as the king dollar, but allowing people to use their own currency convertible in yuan. And if you don't want the yuan, you can have gold. You can have gold, and it's fully convertible on both the Shanghai and the Hong Kong gold exchanges. I've called my contacts there. They are excited. They are pumped up. The world is about to change. I've said this a long time ago, folks. You will wake up in America, just like many of the ancestors of people here, many of our ancestors. Okay, even those who are the ancestors that woke up on the continent of Europe and woke up over 100 some odd years ago and said, hey, you know what? There is not a damn job worth me working here. There's not a damn quality of life that I need here. Let me get on a boat. Let me go to the land of opportunity. The same paradigm-altering move is about to happen. Okay? When the Roman Empire collapsed, it ended in Rome. The people continued to live. You know what the people of the Roman Empire did? They left the empire. They lived among the quote-unquote barbarians. Why? Because the barbarians had a more free, more equitable trade. The barbarians weren't as tyrannical and wanted to squeeze every single penny out of the citizenry like the Roman government wanted. The same will happen to the United States. And now, CJ, now the whole world has changed in 2 months. Get ready, folks. Get ready.
Yeah, very well said, V. I mean, it's the result of a systematically taking apart, and it's not only, China. When you take a look at the de-dollarization that's occurring around the globe, we have had several discussions around several other countries doing this exact same thing, and this kind of officially is kind of the nail in the coffin in terms of away from the entire petrodollar. Forget about OPEC. The world as we know it is about ready to completely change.
Yep, absolutely correct. It is a win-win-win-win-win scenario for the entire world. You don't want to convert in yuan, have gold. let's get into equitable trade relations. Instead of China going and Russia going out to blow out countries in the African continent, they're working to develop them. They're pulling hundreds